Garden of Terror, Bulgaria versus Spain. It's the third and final match of Spain. They are currently 1-1 in match and 2-2 in the map score. Lost to France. Very close series, especially game number 1 was absolutely crazy. And I'm a bit curious to see what they can do now. So just to give you a bit of an idea of the group. So Spain is currently in a position where they themselves can go and take second place. They need to win this series, and if they do, they claim second place in the group. First place is already decided. France was able to win that. They didn't drop a single map. So the same as the Russian players and Team Germany, the French team has now taken a group victory without dropping a single map. Out of each group, we have 4 groups with 4. Out of each of them, the top 2 teams make it into the next round of the tournament. And obviously all of this is then leading to the offline event in Berlin. So in Berlin, we're going to have on the 10th and 11th of June an offline event with 4 European teams, 1 North American team and 1 Asian team. So if you want to stop by, you can do that. It's happening over 2 days. We're going to have players there. We're going to have casters there. Some Heroes of the Storm personalities, some former HTC players that just want to stop by and say hello. Entrance is totally free, so you're more than welcome to come to Berlin and check it out. Combine that maybe with a city trip too. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can just simply jump down into the video description. You'll see the links there. A link to the Experian, which is the venue where we're hosting the entire event. You can check out some of the pictures, for example, of other esports events that they hosted in the past to get a bit of an idea. But yeah, it's going to be pretty epic. Really looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. But this is, of course, why the Spanish team is now going to do their best to win this particular map, because it would guarantee them that they at least make it into the next round of the tournament. So we're going to whittle the 16 teams down to 8, and then out of those 8, the best 4 teams will qualify for the offline event in Berlin. That's pretty much what's going to happen here. So we get Zul, Garden of Terror, obviously a huge map. So if you have somebody that can roam between the lanes and get you the wave clear going, then Zul is a good choice. The Lucio in particular. We have Anduin, Diablo, and Tychus on the other side for the Bulgarians. And they've had a lot of fun already. They have God and Jesus on their side. I mean, what else do you need? Apparently quite a bit. First of all, because both of them don't exist, but also because they don't seem to hold any power of this game, because they lost their match. This is their second one. Okay. I didn't see the Asmodan ban coming. I really didn't. We've seen Asmodan played, I believe, twice. And it seems that even my camera is so surprised by what's happening here that it just simply checked out. So we're gonna take another look at that one later. But yeah, even the camera was like, wait a second, I'm out of there. If Asmodan is banned, that I am not going to continue with this shit. So Nazebo gets banned too. I mean, Asmodan, I guess he can wave clear quite a bit if you stack him properly, but I haven't really seen him banned recently. He was played a few times, but it was more so by the French as they were trolling around a little bit. So now Jojo gets taken. A lot of wave clear available. Hogger banned, that made a lot of sense. I would have expected Greymane to be chosen. Greymane Rhaegar is still a very nice combo of Garden of Terror if you're trying to go for a bit more of a mercenary focus and try to take them. But in here, at least, that hasn't happened yet. We get Leo. What's the next damage dealer for them? I shall suffer. Leoric, Mr. Alexander. And it is Hanzo. Okay. Hanzo's back. And our final pick in game number 1 in this best of 3 series here on Garden of Terror is Probius. Alright, baby, let's go. Spain pulling all the stops here for the first map in this Group C match. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 1, Bulgaria against Spain. Game number 1, Bulgaria on the left. In blue, we got Ward Red on Diablo. The Great Shaman on Tychus. Alexander on Leoric. Nicky God on Hanzo. And Hots Jesus on Anduin. Over towards the right side of the map, we got Spain with Exilom on Lucio. We got Drake on Lunara. Nano on Probius. Johan on Johanna. And Pepinazo is playing Zul. Tons and tons of wave clear from the boys in red. So they got Probius to push these lanes out. They got Jojo, who has a significant amount of wave clear for a frontliner. And then in addition, of course, there comes in Zul, one of their first picks in this one. Austin's Renewal on level 1, the choice for Leoric here for additional self-sustain. And Probius already with a bit of a cannon rush down at the bottom of the map. Yeah, Nano, dirty little cannon rusher. Death to all Protoss, death to all probes. As fun as Probius is, the one thing that amuses me most about this character, I'm not quite sure if you guys know this, but Blizzard actually revealed Probius as a new hero at one of the events in, I think it was a Western Clash in Europe, it was one of the European events. And all of the designers, all of the guys that were involved here, all of the Blizzard employees, they were super secretive about it. And they were just like, oh my god, the new hero, it's so awesome, you just have to wait and see, blah blah. So they were pretty much trying to tease people for 2 days, and especially the players that were playing in the main event. And were just teasing them how the new hero is going to be awesome, and you had to just wait for the reveal. And literally, while the reveal happened, all of the players looked at the screen and everybody was just thinking the same thing. Every single person watching that presentation was just sitting there thinking, what the fuck is this shit? Blizzard totally thought that they thought it would be their Teemo. The Teemo of Heroes of the Storm. And they absolutely thought that they had a huge winner there. And all of the pro players were looking at it and were like, you're kidding, right? That isn't real. Like, you're trolling. show us what the real hero is. It was absolutely... I mean, it was glorious. It was absolutely glorious. And, I mean, being it that was pretty sad. But it was just like, how can you be so unbelievably out of touch of what people wanted? Blizzard's like, yeah, you think you want a cool hero? Think again. We're gonna give you a troll hero that is totally useless in competitive play. The faces of the players were just insane. Everybody was looking at this and like, are you serious? Like, some of them just started straight up laughing. It was like, you're joking, right? It's like, yeah, no, they weren't. Probius is kind of fun as is. The problem was simply that back then we had a lot less heroes, so you really needed heroes to have a proper impact, and that also added something cool to the game. And since they also were trying to cater it to pro players, that just was the cherry on top of all of it. But yeah, now these days, obviously, with 90 heroes in the pool, Probius is, and always has been, I assume, a little bit special. So when you get a probe every now and then, it's kind of fun because it's not something that happens a lot. Character isn't really all that strong. Can have a lot of push power though, and when you're looking at Garden of Terror, then this is something that you can really capitalize on if you have that. So we'll see. We now got the Probius release massively backfired. And they had a few more that also backfired heavily, but yeah, that was one of their worst in total. It was just kind of funny because they were so insanely proud of it beforehand, and they really thought that everybody would just be over the moon and celebrating this for like days and weeks. And they didn't quite get that reaction, to put it mildly. But either way, in this game, Probius has already done a lot of work down at the bottom of the map, has been able to take the wall down. Bulgaria is the underdog in this series, let's be clear about that. So Spain, they are the favorites here. Haven't seen a single kill yet. At the same time, it's really important for Spain to win this. So there's a lot hinging on the outcome of this game. And Spain loses the first hero. Spanish team loses Lulnara. So she's down. And that means the first seed is now also going to be taken by Bulgaria. So that is the next one. Spain needs to win this one. If they don't, then they are first and foremost risking to drop out of the tournament already, or find themselves maybe in some tiebreaker that could then happen to figure out which team takes the second place in the group. But this is definitely a dicey situation for them. They know fully well that they are the favorite coming into this, but they still have to, you know, justify that reputation and now make sure that they're taking the lead there. And at this point in time, they might be ahead in experience, but they have suffered the first death and they have lost the first seed. And currently we're seeing Diablo making another engage, trying to go for Lucio, and oh, someone got nearly Hanzo'd over here. Yeah, that one was close. Zul, though, he's at the top lane and he's doing work. So he's also moved through an entire wall. He is going to be able to do some damage on the fort itself. And actually, since they are occupying all of their time in the middle of the map, he's going to get a bit more done. It costs them Johanna. And Leo is now back to business, but that is still damage that they're doing on 2 lanes now. So they have 2 heroes that are aggressively pushing 2 opposite lanes. And that is now resulting in more and more damage done on both forts. So it's not a bad situation for them to be in. I love that the Bulgarians are coming in aggressively to try and steal some camps away, though. So they're realizing how this is playing out. And in this case, Diablo just walked in and grabbed it. So that was pretty sweet. The Bulgarian mercenary mafia just came in and took that. And it was actually kind of funny. Didn't have to fight for it. He just walked in, took it, and walked away. And it's like, yeah, thanks, bro. 2 kills to 0. There's level 10 kicking in for both the teams at the same time. And all of a sudden, the top lane just simply explodes. Lunara jumping into the tomb in this case. Yeah, we got the meme strike ready, but it's a bit late. Still doing Lunara and, first of all, the Poison Nova doing some good work here. Whereas Probius is fighting it out with Tigers at the bottom of the map and forcing him to ult! Tigers forced to use Odin! Damn! Alright, he's not having a good bot lane. Johan gets attacked again. Jojo on the run. Lucio coming in to try and help him out. And yes, Johan is able to get away. But they're just rotating around them. So they're really banking on macro. Obviously also hoping to get a couple of kills as the game continues. But they are very aggressively rotating from mid to top lane, bot lane. They're always there trying to get more damage onto these forts and start to claim map control and get some catapults into the game. And so far, things are actually looking pretty good. Especially since they're now also, in addition to that, get some kills in. Not only did they kill Diablo, but they also dropped Tigers. So if they can now... Anduin! And he's alive. Alright, Anduin is alive. Leoric is not activating his trade either, but you guessed it already. This is not all that's happening right now. We have Zul back to the top, and he is coming in and takes down the top minion wave to put additional pressure onto the fort, which is already happening. Right away, the move back out. Lunara is popping. You can really see they're totally struggling dealing with this. The Bulgarian team, they're trying their best to deal with this somehow, but they're losing structures all over the place now. The fort in the middle, about to be destroyed. Fort at the bottom of the map, already going down as Probius came in. Nano just said, yep, I got this one. We still have this hinging on a few hit points, but yeah. Great job by Spain. Really controlling the map more so than engaging into continuous team fights. I really like the way that they're chasing some of these targets down, but the problem is, wow, in this case, they might not even get the kill. Yeah, Johan survives with 50 hit points. But even if they get the kill, the problem is as long as they can't protect their structures, they're eventually going to lose ground to the opponent. Losing those fountains is a big issue if you don't have a fallback anymore where you can just top off mana and hit points. And it also means that your distance to safety increases significantly. Catapult pressure is another problem that comes with it. And of course, we have passive experience that will increase over time as well if you take opponent structures down. And right now, there is already, with power flowing, heavy casters, we got the level 13 in. Not really focusing too much on your objective here, but they don't even have to. So yeah, Probus is now setting solidly up in the middle of the map. Leo has to deal with it, or they're going to lose this one too, and they really, really don't want to. But it's a fight for the objective again, and Hanzo is forced out of the battle already. 48 stacks for Tiger, so he's stacking it up with level 4. They're trying for seed number 2. They might be able to get this. But Zul is pushing the bot lane. Probius is in the middle. So they're pushing this out. And there's the barbecue. Nice. Jojo is dead again. And Probius soloed in the meantime Leoric. And has to move away from Tigers, but the minion wave might even take that fort down. And down here, the party also continues. 2 seeds to 0. Probius gets killed, but the fort got destroyed. That is 2 forts down, meaning we are going to get an increased amount of passive experience now for Spain. They have catapults on 2 lanes. Lunara has escorted another minion wave through the top towards the fort, so they're trying to apply some pressure there as well. And you can all of this already play out inexperience right there on the board. 15 to 14, an entire level lead right now. And Bulgaria is trying to get some camps. They're trying to at least come in and steal mercenary camps and say like, okay guys, they don't want to fight us unless they have to. Let's try and force them. And if they don't fight us, we at least steal their camps away. Zul big Poison Nova! Oh my god! Holy hell! That was some serious damage that he just got out. And they're going for a full 5-man wipe on the back of it. 5-man team wipe. Thanks to that Poison Nova we just saw from Zul. Take a look at this one. This one hurt. I mean, he's right there. He comes in from the side. They're trying to make a play for him. Poison Nova, massive hits, insane damage, and then they clean house afterwards. Zul himself with a double kill. Level 16 is in, has the Bone Spear now too, is sitting topside to go for the fort, and he will take that down. Absolute bloodbath in that situation. So yes, they can go for their first seed right over here. They've taken all the forts down. Bot lane wall has also been destroyed, but yeah, that one was just absolutely bananas. 2.5 level lead now. 2.5 level advantage at this point. Zul is at 120,000 siege damage. Probus is sitting at 115k. Whoo! Yeah, they're doing work. Trying to take the walls down too so that they limit the vision of the opponent. But that was rough. That was really rough. And the talent disadvantage is, of course, a huge problem. So, more and more catapults at the bottom of the map now as well. Kind of important here. Bot lane, yeah, they got one catapult moving through, so this could even start damaging the keep a bit, considering that the wall has been more or less taken down. And at the top, we are seeing a similar picture as they're pushing in with Siege Giants. Lunara, well, she still has the... goes down without losing. I think she used the lead towards the end, but couldn't properly position in this case, obviously, since she was already trapped. So now we have 2 heroes eliminated. Bulgaria fighting back, and that is going to be a set of Garden Terrors. At least very likely. I don't think they can be interrupted long enough. Zul is trying to make them pay, and well, he dies as well. Got the Poison Nova out, but that didn't do enough for them. They're trying to go in for even more kills. But once that the seed has been gathered, it will be Garden Terrors for the team. Catapult takes at least a tower down. But this might be the comeback. This could be the ticket back into the game for the blue team. Bulgarian team with Garden Terrors now. And, well, let's see how much damage they can do with this. They're even invading again. I mean, if they can get a kill now, that would be fantastic too. A Blessed Shield has already been used just to help her escape, and even that doesn't happen. So Jojo is dead. They get too greedy here. That's a staggered death. Another staggered death. They already lost Zul after they lost the initial engagement, and now 40 seconds later, they're losing Jojo. This is really problematic. This shouldn't happen. They're losing too much now to these things. So the Spanish team is all of a sudden struggling. They did a great job initially, fantastic map control, and now they're losing everywhere. They still are ahead in experience, but they're losing at the mid lane, bot lane, top lane, everywhere structures are going down. And this is going to be rough if they're losing more now. Jojo isn't here. They're getting forced into a bit of a fight again. Yeah, there's already the meme strike trying to zone them a bit, but at least they're not losing any of their heroes right now. But Leoric is at the top, so this is a 4 versus 4. Leoric is pushing the top side. And he's doing some honest damage. I think this fort will still fall. Jojo is the one trying to deal with him. And will be able to. They're at least getting closer to level 20, so that experience lead that Spain has been holding over Bulgaria is still a thing. Trying to turn it once again. Fort is about to go down. They actually save it. But if they really want to maintain that fort, they have to push aggressively and try and force that fight. And with level 20 talents, they should definitely do that. There's no reason not to at this point. They also have to regain a little bit of momentum here if they want to have a chance. Now, the good news is that from here on out, Bulgaria will need another 3 seats in order to get another objective. But exploit that level 20 while you can. This is funny. Yeah, that pretty much means no catapults for you. Alright. So, how is Spain going to play this out? They steal all of the camps away, as many as they can. but their advantage has nearly evaporated. Their advantage is the level 20 talent. Once that's gone, once that Bulgaria has their own level 20, it's a game on eye level. Unless they can take a keep down. That's a different story. They got an entire level to siege up here, and they got a lot of sieging tools. Especially with the mercenary camp now moving into. So the keep should fall. Fighting back, they can try. I don't think they're going to be successful here. Meme Strike gets mainly dodged. Oh, but maybe an opportunity here. No, instead Leo is about to fall. Nice poison over again. The keep is gone, and that's all that they really could accomplish here. Maybe another kill. Can they get the one on Diablo? And the answer is yes, they can. They get more, though. They are dropping Anduin. Can they go for the core? Dibbles is back without souls. Odin has been used. Not sure if they can go for the core here. Not sure if they should either, because it means that they're losing the top keep. And I think they're going to be too late to save this, no matter what they do. And they're trying to go back, as you can tell, but that top keep is likely gone. No, okay, they can save it. The minion wave saved it. Minion wave bought a little bit of time, and now they can take it still. But that was closer than they were probably expecting. So, catapults in the mid lane. They can take another one of these towers down, I guess. Bottom keep has fallen. That means consistent pressure now, because this fort is still there. So this hasn't been taken out yet. And then we're going to see what exactly they can do in the late game. Spain with 11 kills to 8. Damage numbers, 61,000 for Zul. Top damage in the game. Bit of a battle between Zul and Probius, and currently Zul is winning on both accounts, siege damage and hero damage. Another seed, and this one would be an objective for Spain. And it seems like they might, if they are not found out here, they might just try and sneak around them a little bit. But Hanzo had the right idea. They checked. They were making sure what was going on there immediately. A bit more vision. Good, easy damage against Diablo, and forcing him to use the Hellgate early. They try to go for the kill. Barbecue. Everything's missing. Everything's missing. They tried with the Meme Strike. They tried with the Buried Alive. Both of them missing, and now they are a little bit on the run, while the top camp is pushing for towers and more structural damage. Probius can now start and take down the seed. Claim that, as the rest of the team is pushing in the middle, because they haven't used any abilities. They haven't used anything yet. Now the good news is obviously that with the cooldown reduction on Hanzo's level 20, he's already back with the Meme Strike. He can YOLO these things out now 6 days to Sunday during these fights. But there's the Garden Terrors, and whew, that should destroy another keep or two, if it doesn't end the game itself. This is still game number 1 in the best of 3. So yeah, Garden Terrors are in, one going for the core, and this one doesn't stand a chance. Oh boy, I'm feeling a little bit sorry. 18 minutes in, this thing just gets destroyed. Top side, yeah, this should be the final blow. They're doing so well with this, looking fantastic here. Unless there's a few quick kills coming for Bulgaria, this will mark the end of game number 1. Core is already losing hit points. Leo low. They try for the kill on Anduin. Core is at 80%. Leo is dead. Top keep is about to fall. They're trying to zone them away from the core. 50% on that bad boy. And with Lunara providing more and more damage over time, it's lights out. Spain takes game number 1. Bit of a hiccup here in the mid game, but they made it happen regardless. A 1-0 lead for Spain in Group C of the Nations Cup against Bulgaria.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Battlefield of Eternity, game number 2. Spain in the lead against Bulgaria. Gotta say that it was a bit closer than I expected it to be. The Spanish boys had some problems in the mid game. They were starting to lose heroes quite quickly, so bit of a shocker moment for them. Again, there's a lot that hinges on them winning this series for the Spanish team. For the Bulgarians, a victory here would go a long way to try and claim second place in the group. Now, we're always playing the groups out anyways, so that if we need somebody to replace a team, we can determine the best third seed of the tournament, and that one would then move in if a team for some reason has to drop out. Happened in the past. It's gonna happen again, so we'll check. But also, a quick reminder, heroes that have been played cannot be played again. There's no pre-banned heroes for any of the group stage matches, but if a hero got played, you cannot play the same hero again in the same series. So, mixes things up a little bit. Not too crazy. It's not Meta Madness after all. But makes things interesting and also a bit more interesting to watch, since you don't have to encounter the same heroes over and over again. In this case, we now have therefore 10 out. Battlefield of Eternity obviously also a very different map than what we've seen on Tomb of Spider on Garden of Terror. Since here it's more about the team fights than anything else. You can try and play around the opponent a little bit, but at the end of the day you will have to face the music and either try and make a quick play for the Immortal and burn it down, or you go in and you fight the opponent's team, which as the game continues and we're heading into the mid and late game is going to become more and more important because of the death timers. And there's Falstad. Okay, the birdie. We haven't seen Falstad in a hot minute, and now he's taken as the first pick by the Spanish team. I'm a little bit curious why. I love myself a Falstad, but a first pick on Battlefield of Eternity after he has been mainly ignored for, I want to say, the last two groups A and B, only played a little bit, not a lot. And now he gets first picked on Battlefield? I'm not so sure what exactly is going on here. Ana and Imperius, because usually when you're playing Falstad, you're playing on bigger maps, or you try to get separation with gusts, you try to engage with gusts. You have with the global split push potential, but it's not something that happens on Battlefield of Eternity that often. And it goes a little bit against what we're normally seeing from the Spanish team. So I'm a bit intrigued to what exactly they're going to do here. Whereas the Bulgarian team is doing exactly what they did the last time they played on Battlefield of Eternity. They're going into a sniper composition. They have Varian, they have Li Ming. I would assume that Stukov is going to get banned now, because last time they played it with Stukov, and it worked really well for them. They coordinated it nicely. They played it against France, and they had some really nice moments there. So I would assume that Spain, yes, banned Stukov, indeed. So they paid attention. Good job. But you can always sub in somebody else. Malfurion, for example. Could even go Rhaegar with a totem build. So there's a couple of alternative options of what they could go for. But yeah, Falstad is the first pick. I still want to see something else to bring this together. If you go Imperius Falstad, you can technically try to go for an isolation play by using materials delivery and then Falstad gusts the opponent away. Kind of works, but I wouldn't value it highly enough to pick Falstad first. So Cassia and Brightwing on the other side. But let's see. I mean, Falstad is... I could have absolutely seen Falstad on the last map, for example. And he's been played quite a bit in some of the previous tournaments in particular. Ragnaros, Kel'Thas, Imperius. Okay, nano boost. Yeah, they get Ragnaros for the top lane. Kel'Thas and Falstad for damage. It's not really your, hey, let's burn the Immortal down team. So, alright, Imperius is going to be played as a main tank. Interesting setup. Not quite what I expected, but hey, totally here for it. And Ragnaros is always kind of entertaining. Yet Jan is picked towards the end to complete the meme. Battlefield of Eternity, guys. Game number 2. Let's see if the Spanish can pull it off, or if the Bulgarians are going to fight back now. Game number 2. Jesus on Brightwing. Ward Red on Varian for the Bulgarian team. Alexander on Artanis, Great Shaman on Li Ming, and God is playing Cassia. Is he now? Spain with the lead in the series, their chance to take second place with a victory on Battlefield of Eternity. They're playing with Nano and Khaldor. Would expect the normal build here for him, could even be a Pyroblast on level 10, but usually a Sunfire Enchantment on level 7. He goes for the blue Gravity Lapse talent on level 4. Has his own flair to his Khaldor's plays. Exilom can boost him with Ana. We got Pepinazo on Falstad, Drakia on Imperius, and Johan, the main tank usually, is currently playing this one out with Ragnaros, going into the Meatball build. I thought Sweden is playing tomorrow. What? So yeah, Meatball build for him. We get the Dishonorable Discharge on level 1 Lightning build for him. And Ragnaros is in trouble. And doesn't care because he simply moves out. This was a typical case of, hey, can you kill him? I kill him. Who kills him? Nobody kills him. So, yeah. But it's definitely interesting how they're playing this one out. It's not in a composition that you're normally seeing here. So I think that Spain is actually quite confident that they're going to be successful here. And is going a bit farther out of their normal comfort zone. Or what they would usually play in a situation like this. But we'll see. We already have Varian attacking again. Now, keep in mind that these guys played Varian and Li Ming earlier and were looking very good. So they're likely going to try that again. Falstad has a death wish, and it is granted. Congratulations. You have successfully died. So he's gone. Falstad got murdered pretty quickly there. Whereas Johan down at the bottom of the map is going to still do his meatball style here. And top side, they're trying to get a kill. They go for Artanis, and yeah, that's the end of him. They are not checking the camp though, which is kind of funny. They're here with 3. They could easily take one of them out and get the hits in, but yeah, the camp was stolen away from them, so I don't think they realized what was going on there. Probably expected the opponent to go for the camp at the bottom of the map instead, which didn't happen. But here we are. We got the stacks slowly coming in for Falstad. We have some stacking for Ragnaros, of course. Brightwing now assisting at the bot lane as well. And up at the top, they're already nibbling at the hit points on the wall here. But we could see some interesting combos once that level 10 is in. Again, you have technically the opportunity to try and hit a target with Imperius, port it in, whereas Falstad gusts the opponent away. It's a bit of an isolation play that we've seen, I think, once or twice in the past, and it's not necessarily the most common and best, but it's interesting if you have a team that can pull it off properly. There's the Energy Royal, as already highlighted. It's the typical build that he likes to play. Sunfire Enchantment on level 7 is what I would expect from Nano if he stays true to his build. And these Gravity Lapse plays are absolutely wrecking. So he himself gets out. They steal the camp away, big one, Shaman camp claimed, and they also have in total 3 kills now against the blue team. So that's a great start for Spain into game number 2. And of course they can also take the lead in not only experience but also on the Immortal, maybe even get the halftime show going. Whereas for the blue team, yeah, they gotta play around taunt now. Try and get the taunt in, bit of stun, move in with Li Ming. But as is, this is looking really good. Another Gravity Lapse. Guys, these things are hurting. Nano and these Gravity Lapse stuns is doing so well here. And with follow-up from Imperius, you have a CC chain that is a bit ridiculous. And of course, Ana, as you can see with the sleep, is doing even more to help them get these kills. They're just locking Artanis down. He doesn't have a chance to move. No matter where he wants to go, he's either running into a sleep dart, into a Gravity Lapse, or into a stun. And the party just continues. The same thing once again. Yep, there's another one. Li Ming, and bam! If she doesn't die, well, she does. So that's 5 kills to 1. The CC chain is insane. Absolutely insane. And they win the objective with a 50% shield remaining. And also, they are looking at level 7 talents. And there's absolutely no way for Bulgaria to get to level 7 in time to use a talent for the defense. So now we're having a full-on Lightning Rod build with a charged up after the Static Shield. Even the Meatball build continues with the Molten Power over here. Sunfire Enchantment, as expected, is in, and they're looking for even more kills. They don't care about Varian at all right now. They're just like, alright boys, let's go. Look at this. They're just completely isolating him from the rest of the team. Mostly Brightwing comes in, is gonna fall. Even if Ragnaros dies to Li Ming here, it's a 2-for-1 trade, but he didn't even get dropped. So now they can just jump behind them. Look at Nano. Nano is just waiting for them to move in. He's just like, Gravity Lapse, well, first take the fire, baby. And here comes the stun. Li Ming is dead. Cassia is still alive. The question is simply for how much longer. Gravity Lapse misses though, so I guess she's gonna get out. But this fort is not gonna make it. So that is with Immortal number 1. 1 fort already eliminated. And they are looking at 8 kills to 1. Spain with some sexy plays here. Yeah, working extremely well for them. Much, much better than I expected to. Bulgaria has some real trouble dealing with the stun. Bit of a Juke City play over here as well, as they're now coming in for another one. The follow-up should be there. It is. Sleep Dart. Bam. Trashwing is dead. The Fruit Fly is down. Gets swatted away. And now we have a 2-level advantage. And boy, oh boy, is Bulgaria in trouble. Game number 1 looked good. They looked good on the first game. But now they're having some serious problems. One of them being the level 10 ability that is so close now for the blue team. So they're trying to go for the taunt. They get a kill, I guess. Are they? Yeah, okay. They get the kill. Do they get the camp? I'm not so sure about that. I think they're going to lose a couple of heroes now. The first one is going to be Li Ming. So yeah, Li Ming is down. And down here, they're still playing for the camp. And this is going to be a disaster for the blue team. They at least killed Falstad at the top. Cassie goes for the solo there, but down here it's a completely different story, as Atanas and Varian are both eliminated. That's 12 kills to 3. That is level 10. And we get this time the Phoenix. Nano has played with the Pyroblast in the past, but he has the Phoenix instead. What I love though is the Hinterland Blast. The cooldown reduction is just awesome when you can hit it. We even get Sulfuras now. And if you have a Nano boost and then cooldown reduction kicks in, that would be pretty amazing. So if you can pull that off, that would be just sick city. But we're not there yet. So there is an objective coming up. The Immortal spawns in 10. And talking about 10, Bulgaria doesn't have it. So they will have to give this one up. Well, spawn is not too bad for them, so it means that they can at least start to race it, which they are going to lose. Now that Atanas is in with the amateur opponent, it's a little bit easier. But it's a fairly decent trade. The problem is that during all of this, Falstad has pushed out the top lane. Don't think that it's going to matter since he will be attacked here. I actually don't even understand why he moved straight into the middle. He had to be expected they were coming. Because the rest of the team is trying to chase. Alright. Li Ming playing around turn. Well done, I gotta say, by a great Shaman. So Li Ming, slow, not panicking, juking this and then teleporting over, but they had to give up the Immortal. Duh. And with that, we now got 12 to 3 kills, 12 to 10 on the levels. Yes, the heroics are in for Bulgaria, but they gotta defend the bot lane, and that is not gonna be easy. And I want to honestly see when exactly Falstad is gonna pop his ult again. Tried it during the last fight and it didn't work out too well. Fun didn't really get a whole lot of cooldown reduction, for example. But now they're back down to the bottom of the map. Yeah, Bulgaria can now... Ooh, Sulfuras! Gravity Lapse and goodbye, Summer Child. Cassia down, and since they're forcing the fight away from the fort, it's going to result in the exact same outcome that we had with the first objective. The fort falls. Fort is gone. And yeah, Falstad at the top gets killed by Atanas and Varian, but it doesn't change what's happening down here at the bottom of the map. After the fort gets destroyed, the Immortal still marches through and goes straight up for the wall at the keep, and that is going to get crushed. Don't think that the keep's gonna fall. Maybe, but I doubt it since they're still playing a 4 versus 5. Even with the talent advantage, I don't think they can overcome the number disadvantage. But it's gonna take damage. And we are 9 minutes in. This is still super early in the game. So this is still rough. Falstad flying back in to meet up with the rest of the team, and the Spanish Armada is once more en route. The birdie has, by the way, taken the ping down 3 times. Seems like Bulgarians like chicken. They like chicken. They're coming in, they're plucking it, they're roasting it, and it's some real sexy, spicy chicken that we're getting there from Spain. And they want apparently more chicken. 3 was not enough. They're trying for number 4. A bit of a bait, so he gets away. 12,000 is the top damage for the blue team. That's Varian. Varian is top damage on the blue team. Just saying. Not Cassia, not Li Ming, Varian. So, yeah. Well, no. You know what they want. They want the chicken. And they're gonna get the chicken. But they're losing hit points on the keep as a result. Yeah. He got 1 out. It would have been funny if he got the second Hinterland Blast out as well. So they get the keep. They were chasing Falstad and they're just going for those chicken McNuggets over there. But the keep at the bot lane is gonna fall as a result. Or is it? Yes, it is. Keep is down. Was it worth it? Well, I had to ask. I had to ask. They got level 13 though. So with level 13, we now got the Illusionist in. We got the Thunder Strikes over here for the birdie. And yeah, the next Immortal is now popping up. No talent advantage. No talent advantage. And whoo, somebody got melted. Somebody got absolutely melted away. Damn, son, that Imperious pulled a Houdini. Disappeared within half a second. Not quite sure if that Suppression Pulse was necessarily worth it, but that's a good swap. Against Kelthas, who is sitting at 26 stacks. Oh, nice! Atan is dead, Brightwing also dead, Sulfuras absolutely on point, and now they're crushing them. It was a 4 versus 5, and Spain just didn't care. They're like, alright boys, you're dead, and now they even kill Varian, I guess? Don't forget, the bird got killed again. That's 5 deaths now, and Li Ming just continues. Li Ming with a big damage. Now that she's going up against Kelthas, she nearly died. But thanks to dominance and all of that, Li Ming is all of a sudden popping them one after another. So it seems like Spain got a little bit too cocky after they won that fight. They won it. And then they were like, let's chase. Let's chase hard, let's over-chase a little bit, and give Li Ming a couple of resets. What's the worst thing that could happen, right? So, yeah. Worst thing that could happen did happen, and she just ripped them a new one. So, now it's 9 kills to 16. There's still a level 16 talent advantage. Falstad is coming back in. But they're gonna lose the halftime show, I think. What is the bird doing? Damn, is that just like a bait? Oh, I like that. Some of these hits that he's getting out are really cool. But then again, the positioning that we have from Falstad occasionally is really papiga. You're just sitting there, it's just like, what? But yeah. This might be the first objective that Bulgaria wins on this one. Could be the first one there. Down to the bottom of the map, we now have one of the minion waves, especially catapults, taken out. But Falstad is running into trouble over and over and over again. Normally it wouldn't really be that big of a deal because he has Gust. Here he doesn't. He has only Hinterland Blast. That makes things worse. So they're still trying to go for the objective, so it's starting to become a much closer battle than it initially was. And now that Brightwing decided to frontline, it's another big victory for Spain. Falstad gets the nano boost, they go for Cassia, and they take her down. 18 to 9 kills. And I suppose they're gonna take another Immortal, aren't they? Haven't seen... Okay, B steps on point. Oh! Get wrecked! Li Ming gets murdered by Falstad. The bird comes in with a Hinterland Blast, and that's a see ya moment for Li Ming. She's dead. The bird at 54,000 damage, by the way. Comes at a cost of 5 deaths, but he gets the kills. Objective taken. I'm not quite sure what they're trying to do down here. Are they really trying to go for the core? I can't believe that they really are. There's no way that's gonna happen. They have to go for the Immortal and go for the top keep, or they have to get everybody down here. And once that Ragnaros pops his trade on the keep, then yes, they can siege up on this and try and go for the core. I guess they're just attempting to keep them occupied. But yeah, the swap. And gravity labs any second, I suppose. Top side is getting attacked. That's the real danger, because since they're all down at the bottom of the map, nobody is defending the top lane. Nobody is defending against this. So, yeah. And once that the top keep is gone, Ragnaros can again go for his trade. They're still fighting 3 versus 5. It's a 3 versus 5 battle, and nobody gives a shit about what's happening topside. Keep is gone, and now they're going for the core, and they're just like, ah! Brawl! Damage! And goodbye. Big hits for us. Li Ming got murdered. Everybody is getting murdered here. That includes the core, by the way. Core is about to fall. The bird is alive. Not dead for once. I'm shocked. All right. It's still a 2-0 victory for Spain. They take a second place in Group C and move on to the next round of this tournament. GG.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.